Good afternoon, good morning, depending on which coast you are located today. Thank you for joining us on our webinar, Spiritual Tourism, Authentic Wellness and Pilgrimage Experiences by India Exotica Travels. My name is Ana Camerar. I'm part of the Emerging Destinations team, and today I will be joined by Manoj Sharma, Managing Director of India Exotica Travels, who will be presenting this amazing topic to us. Before passing everything over to Manoj, I just want to give all of you a brief overview of Emerging Destinations portfolio, as well as some housekeeping notes on how we will be working or doing this webinar today. Okay, so in case you are not familiar with Emerging Destinations, we are a sales and marketing representation company in the US and Canada. The team is completed by Jenna Farber, who is based in Canada, Paula Newton, who is based in the West Coast in California, and Jane Barron, our leader, the owner of the company, who is based in Atlanta in Georgia. As I was mentioning before, we are a sales and marketing representation company, and we represent different hotels, camps, lodges, DMCs, and a few destinations from Asia, Africa, Europe, Central and South America within the travel trade in North America. As you can see on your screen now, those are the partners, the clients that we have in the portfolio. And in the Asia continent, we represent, of course, India Exotica Travels, a DMC doing India, Nepal, and Bhutan. And we also represent Walker Tours, a DMC in Sri Lanka. And then you can see the logos, the name of the other companies that we have in Africa, in Central and South America, as well as in Europe. In case you have any questions or you want to learn more about any of these amazing destinations around the world, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can see my contact information, email address, and WhatsApp number on the screen, on the left of the screen now. So I'm more than happy to schedule a Zoom call or simply chat on the phone and go over more information, more details about any of these destinations, or if you need any help with a booking, please contact me. You can also see on the screen now our social media channels and our website. If you have a couple of minutes, either this week or during the weekend, I invite you to visit our new website, emergingdestinations.com, and also to start following us on our YouTube channel, where we are uploading all the different webinars and training sessions that we are conducting month after month. So that is regarding Emerging Destinations. As for this webinar, please note that all attendees are mute. So in case you need to step away or answer the phone, don't worry, just do it. We will not listen that you are speaking with someone else on the phone. And if you have any questions for Manoj at the end of the presentation, because you are mute, you can type those on the control panel on your right. And after his presentation, we will be going over each of your questions, and he will be answering live those. Also, the webinar is being recorded. So as a follow-up email before the end of the week, we will be sending you this presentation, this webinar recording, so you can either share it with your team or watch it again if you have any doubt or you want to refresh some of the topics or the destinations that Manoj will be presenting today. And this webinar recording will be also uploaded on our YouTube channel, and we will make sure to include it in our upcoming Asia Europe newsletter. So you will be able also to find the recording on our newsletter. So I think this is all from my side. Now I have the pleasure to introduce you to Manoj Sharma. He's the Managing Director of India Exotica Travels, DMC. And I need to especially thank him for being live today. It's almost midnight in New Delhi. So thank you, Manoj, for taking the time and for being so wake up that late in the evening. And thank you for sharing this amazing topic with all of us. Over to you, Manoj.
Namaste, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. In India, we say Namaste. So, as Anna introduced me, I am Manoj. I am based in Delhi, and we have an inbound travel company, India Exotica Travels. And we are doing a lot of tours all over India, Nepal, and Bhutan. Today's topic is spiritual tourism, and this is a topic which is of great interest to us because, as you know, India is, as they say, East, the mysticism of East, and it is something that always attracts visitors from overseas, this whole concept of mysticism that India talks about. So in today's webinar, we will be talking about the authentic wellness options that are available in India, as well as some interesting pilgrimage experiences that are possible now in India. Okay, so we will go straight on into that. India is known for its yoga and for its wellness. You know, this is one of the things that is very, very interesting in India. It's been in India forever. And one of the philosophies of yoga and wellness is to create a balance between mind and body. It is no surprise that in India, more than 1 million people have given up material life, and they are in the Himalayas, around the rivers, around the mountains, looking for the ultimate answer, I would like to say. So yoga becomes a very, very important part of the whole mysticism of India. Among the things, we have a very specialized ancient Indian health system. It is called Ayurveda. And these are books written many hundreds of years ago about how to keep your body and your mind in balance. This is the ancient Indian health system. It focuses on the balance of body, mind, and soul. They say that health is a harmony with nature. That is what health is all about. In the Indian traditional system, the body is made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And they have these 3 very important elements, which are combination of these 5 elements. You have vata, which is a combination of air and space. You have pitta, which is a combination of fire and water. And you have kapha, which is a combination of earth and water. And a body must maintain a harmonious balance between these 3 very important elements. That is the basic nature of Ayurveda. And goal of Ayurveda is to have a healthy life, and that is possible by having a daily routine, a daily diet and lifestyle, and therapies of both detoxification as well as regeneration. This is how the Ayurvedic life is supposed to be. The goal is to be holistic well-being. Now, you might think that I'm getting very, very technical and I'm coming out with all these words and phrases and who is going to remember? And I completely agree with that. That is why we have these amazing resorts where when you come and check in, they will take care of all the various nuances of Ayurveda so that you can concentrate on relaxing and enjoying. So I will just take you through some of the specialized, these are like, these are not hotels, these are more like therapy centers, the wellness places where you go and you stay for a longer period of time. Most of these hotels or resorts don't encourage people to come there for 1 night or 2 nights. So one of the most charming place in India is Ananda in the Himalayas. It's very popular among the Hollywood celebrities. Many of the top Hollywood stars come here into this particular place, Ananda in the Himalayas. It's a beautiful place. It's about 6 hours drive or a 1 hour flight north of Delhi, in the foothills of the Himalayas. These are some of the rooms there. Now, as I was talking to you about the various doshas, the kaphas, the pittas, and vatas, this is where all those things are taken care of. When you arrive in a place like Ananda, you will meet an Indian Ayurvedic doctor. He is known as Vaidyanath or Vaidya, and he will check your body with the Ayurvedic system, with the Ayurvedic concepts, and he will find out what part of dosha that you might be having a problem with. And he is the one, he or she, who will prescribe a regime, which will include how your daily life will be, daily routine will be in the resort, what type of food you will be eating, what type of detoxification therapies that you will be receiving, and what type of regeneration therapies that you will be receiving. So this is the first step when you check in into these Ayurvedic resorts, that you get to meet a doctor who will check your various body compositions and prescribe a routine as to what you will be doing rest of the time when you are in that particular place. Many people who are coming into these wellness places are coming for maybe 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks, and sometimes 3 weeks. The hotel does not accept, the resort does not accept people for just 1 night or 2 nights. So in Ananda, as I said, it is in the foothills of the Himalayas. So there are yoga sessions, specialized stretching exercises along with the yoga. They also have very interesting couple therapies. So many of the couples also come to these places and they spend time together doing various activities of the Ayurvedic type. The group yogas take place in Ananda. Then there is another very luxurious resort called Vana by Sixth Senses. This is in Dehradun, again in the foothills of the Himalayas. Very, very specialized Ayurvedic place. These are some of the spaces in the resort. Food is very, very important. So each person gets a specialized food custom design based on what type of regime that they are following. Of course, it is all vegetarian. I hear that sometimes now they have started allowing wine also, though traditionally wine is not included in part of the Ayurveda. They have these very specialized rooms like this is, they are doing what is known as a raga yoga. There is a person playing ancient Hindu raga or musical things in the background, and you are under a Bodhi tree branch and you are doing a yoga there. There are group yogas in these places, in very charming spaces. There are regeneration as well as detox therapies that takes place. Foot reflexology. All these things are as per the instructions given by the local Vaidya, the Vaidyanath, the local Ayurvedic doctor. Then, so these are the two major properties in north of India. And then if we come down to south of India, this is where Ayurveda is really, really taking deep roots. A very nice and very famous property is called Kalari Kovila Kaum. It is in Kerala, rather in north of Kerala. Kerala, the weather is almost a little hot and humid, and they say this is actually the best time to practice Ayurveda when it is a little humid and a little warm, because then the specialized oils of Ayurveda are much more efficient in their work. Again, food is a very important element of these places. So again, each diet is custom made just for you. You see, they're all eating in traditional banana leaf plates. And then every day there are various massages or regeneration therapy or detoxification therapies which go on. Take a note of the special table, which is all wood. So this is not exactly a luxury oriented therapies. You know, sometimes you are on simple wooden table and you are slithering on the oil on top of it. There are massages to the head with oil therapies. Another place which is incredibly popular and very difficult to get accommodation into is Somathiram. This is in south of Kerala on the beach. Again, as I had mentioned, that these places are almost like a hospital, even though they are wellness retreats. So everybody is, as you can see, is dressed in greens. They are waiting for their turn to have a meeting with the doctors. And the doctors are prescribing the routine for every day, what you are going to be doing, what you are going to be eating, how you are going to be spending your time. So all those things take place in this place. Again, typically people are coming here for maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And those people who come here, they swear by it. You know, many people come there every year for a 2-week period just to do this Ayurvedic treatment in these places. That's the wooden table I was talking to you about, with various specialized herbal oils that are used in the treatments. Then another very interesting place is Kairali Ayurvedic Healing Resort. It has been recommended by magazines like National Geographic for being very, very special. These are like 3-star resorts. So luxury is not the main focus of these places. But what they do lack in terms of luxury, they make up completely with their ancient practices. Like Kairali is offering Ayurvedic healing services for more than 100 years now. This is in north of Kerala. Again, various therapies, regeneration as well as detoxification. Different type of massage. So like that, these are some of the more famous ones that I have described, the Ananda in the Himalayas and Vana by Sixth Senses are considered like super luxury. Somathiram, Kairali, and CGH property are considered like mid-range. And then there are some other properties like that scattered all around Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Central India, and North India. So do get in touch with us if somebody is interested in having a long stay in these places. After that, I want to talk to you a little bit about the spiritual cities of India. You know, India is home to 5 of the major religions of the world, 4 of the most famous religions of the world originated in India. So this is indeed a great place for spiritualism. When people come to India, they can always find something that interests you. So to begin with, I would say if you're coming to India and you want to understand its spirituality, nothing is more spectacular than the visit to Varanasi, the eternal city. The city is continuously living for over 3,000 years in one form or another. This is the place where the river Ganges, the holy river Ganges, flows north, which is very, very unusual. And it is the dream of all Hindus to visit this city at least once. So going there is a spectacular, amazing experience. This is the evening ceremony where the priests are asking the river to go to sleep. This ceremony takes place every day on the bank of the river. And then we say that if you want to experience the single most important and interesting spiritual experience of your life, then early morning boat ride on the ghats of Varanasi is one of that thing. It is indeed truly spectacular. You see the burning ghats. These are the place where people bring their loved dead ones for cremation, and these cremation pyres run 24 hours, 365 days a year. So all these things you see with the boat. There are holy men on the bank of the river praying. There are temples everywhere. There are pilgrims coming from farthest corners of India, and they're all there to remember their loved ones, both current as well as their fathers and forefathers, and offering various ceremonies to honor them. Then close by from Varanasi, not too far, are the twin cities of Haridwar and Rishikesh. These cities became very popular. 1960s, the Beatles came here with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and spent close to 3 months in Rishikesh while they created some of their best music. And it is still, Rishikesh is considered the yoga capital of the world. And if you are a yogic person or you want to learn yoga in a very detailed way, nothing is better than coming to Rishikesh and experiencing the city. It has amazing ashrams where they teach you various forms of yoga. There are evening ceremonies on the river on both Rishikesh and Haridwar, which is very, very uplifting if you are into spiritualism. These are the little oil lamps on flower boats that people float into the river. And again, pilgrims come from farthest corner of India. They offer their hair to the gods and do various water ceremonies as, to remember their loved ones. The holy men, wherever you go, there are small temples, holy men who are offering, various ways to pray to the gods. Then moving away, there is another city which is incredibly amazing, which is Amritsar. This is the sort of the center of the Sikh religion, which is one of the youngest religions of the world, about 500-year-old. And this is the place where the Sikh people from all over the world come to pray, the Golden Temple of Amritsar. It's an amazing experience. You visit it in the morning, in the daytime, in the afternoon. There is an amazing, serene atmosphere in the temple that people really enjoy. The temple is also famous, which is part of the Sikh religion, is to offer free food to the pilgrims. So everybody who goes to these temples can get free meal. The meal is cooked by the volunteers. The food is cooked by volunteers. The work in the kitchen is done by the volunteers. After the food is done, the plates are cleaned by the volunteers. The hall where the food is served is cleaned by the volunteers. So it's a very interesting atmosphere where everybody is offering a free service. So all these are pilgrims who have just come for the day, and they decided, okay, for the next 2 hours, we are going to help in the kitchen. We will cook bread, we will cook vegetables, or we will clean the dishes, or we will do whatever. So this is a typical example of community service in the Sikh religion. Then there is another very interesting place in India called Ladakh. It is also known as the Little Tibet because they say that it is more Tibetan than Tibet due the fact that the Cultural Revolution did not touch Ladakh. So when you visit Ladakh to see the Himalayan Buddhism, the monasteries that you are seeing are the real old monasteries dating back to almost 1,000 years. So the paintings there are original, the statues there are original, the way of worship there is original. So it's a Tibetan culture, but very, very strongly still happening in a very strong way in this part of the world, in Ladakh. This is Maitreya Buddha or Future Buddha in Thiksey Monastery, one of the most spectacular monasteries of Ladakh. The monks here are very friendly. You can go and talk to them. They will discuss various things with you. Here is a monk explaining the old sutras, through some old books on which Buddhist texts are mentioned. He's explaining. Most or many of the monks speak good amount of English, so you can easily interact with them also. Ladakh, of course, is high altitude, so average height of Ladakh is around 11,500 feet. So if you do send your people to Ladakh, it is also important that we take care of acclimatization issue. So that is a very, very important aspect of making a visit to Ladakh. Another spectacular thing when you are in Ladakh is to visit one of the charm dance festivals. These are great times to be visiting Ladakh if there is a festival going on. We maintain a list of various festivals of Ladakh so that we can plan your trip when a particular festival is going on. Then, talking about going to east, you can visit cities like Puri. It is the city of Lord Jagannath. If you have heard of the English word Juggernaut, the Juggernaut comes from this city. The Jagan is a corruption of the word Lord Jagannath. And again, some of the most huge temples are in this area. This is Lingaraja temple close to Puri in the city of Bhubaneswar. Again, like a 12th century temple. Close by are some amazing tantric temples. This is the Chaucer Yogini temple near Konark. And this is the amazing Sun temple of Konark. So pilgrims come there. So this is again one of those cities where people, the Hindus, believe that they must visit at least once in their lifetime. So these are some of the various cities where spiritual tourism can really take place. And around these cities, there are other sites. So when you are visiting a particular city, we will create a program which not only visits these specialized cities, but you also get to visit a lot of things around it. Okay. So spiritual tourism in India is not just about places. It is about experiences that heal, inspire, and transform the soul. So this is basically the small presentation that I wanted to make. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned a few things from it. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to address it now or later.
Thank you, Manoj, for your presentation. And I encourage all travel advisors connected today on this webinar to type your questions on the control panel on your right. So Manoj can start asking to you. So the first question I have for you, Manoj, is there any like season that you would highlight or recommend to consider a trip? I know that you were present in different areas, different parts of the countries, but would you recommend any particular area in any specific season, or what is your recommendation about that?
Okay, this is a very important question, and it is in a way counterintuitive because they say that Ayurveda, if you're going for wellness, the therapies work best during the monsoon period, which is when it is little warm and humid. But it is also not the best time to travel around. So yeah, it's a bit of a complication. So if somebody wants to come here purely for regeneration and purely for wellness purpose, then I would say monsoon period is the best, which is June, July, August, September. These 4 months are considered very, very good. But they may not be the most ideal for weather-wise. On the other hand, many areas of South, they say we have 3 weathers, hot, hotter, and hottest. So if you go there, for example, in the month of October, November, December, it may not be as hot, but it may still be enough humid so that your therapies can do very well. So I would say for someone who is not heavily invested in doing mindful yogic practices, October to March would be considered a very good time. But if you are dedicatedly going to do Ayurvedic therapies, then maybe you want to consider June, July, August, September, which is not the ideal time to travel per se, but is ideal time for regeneration work. That's what I would like to
Awesome.
say.
Thank you. And then the second question we have here for you is, beside the wellness treatments or Ayurveda that you were speaking, that of course there's people going for 1, 2, 3 weeks. If we want to focus on spiritual tourism, how many days would you recommend minimum, and which cities you think that are unmissable for the first trip,
Yes.
at least?
Yes. So for the first trip, I would say 12 to 14 days, one can have a very good experience of some of the most important spiritual cities. For example, you can combine Amritsar, which I showed you, with Rishikesh and Haridwar, with Delhi and Varanasi. So these 4 or 5 cities can easily make a trip of about 12 to 14 days, so that you get to see some of the most important highlights. We could also include visits to Taj Mahal, for example, and the city of Delhi. But 12 to 14 days, one can be done in a very, very nice way. Then, depending upon what time you are coming, there might be some very spiritual events happening in various areas. For example, recently we finished with the Kumbh Mela. In the same way, there are other events that are taking place. For example, in about 2 weeks' time, there will be Pushkar Mela. During that time, people take a holy dip in the river Ganges. So more than 1 million people will come on the Varanasi to take a holy dip. In November, there is a very famous festival in Varanasi called Deep Deepavali, where they light lamps. So that is another time that you want to visit. So 12 to 14 days. And if you get in touch with us, we will tell you if there is any specialized event going on that you may want to also include into your program. Mhm.
Awesome, thank you. And then I know that, of course, you can tailor-made every single itinerary, every single request, but I know that you are also leading some groups. So if someone has a group or has a traveler that wants to join a group, you have some selected departure dates on a specific niche?
No, and unfortunately, we do not combine clients because we do not have our own groups. We do not
Okay.
sell directly ourselves. So we operate other companies' tour groups in India. And if somebody wants to join, then you may have to join that particular agency. You have to get in touch with that agency. At our end,
Okay.
we do not form groups. Mhm. But we can
Okay.
handle individual clients. If individuals wants to travel, we can create a special program for them. But we cannot have one person and then ask him to join somebody else's group.
Okay, but you can handle a group if a travel advisor has a group of Americans traveling all together. You can put a similar itinerary for an FIT for a
Absolutely.
group. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We handle from one person to 55 people, no problem.
Mhm. Okay, awesome. And then the last question we have here for you, um, is there any requirement to enter India, like visas, vaccines, any kind of recommendation or requirement to when planning a trip to India?
So nowadays, the process of getting visa to India has become very simple. People can get visa as quickly as like 6 hours sometimes. And because it is all online, you can get all Indian visas online. They call ETA, which is electronic travel authorization. And once you arrive in India with that ETA, your fingerprints are taken and you get a full visa. So getting a visa is compulsory in India, but it is very easy to get. If you have any difficulty, we'll help you get that visa also. Mhm.
Awesome. And as for vaccines, I know in some Africa regions there is a malaria requirement. Is there any requirement in India? of any vaccine
No,
or medication? No, not at all.
no more. Yeah, no more. We do not require any vaccination.
Okay, okay, awesome. And the last question for you, how long in advance do you recommend to plan a trip to India?
So this is a very interesting question, and what is happening is that India is becoming very, very popular, and we are finding that many people are booking tours as much as 2 years in advance, which was very, very unusual before. But things like that are happening, and currently, if you are looking for your first preference hotels, you may have difficulty if your booking window is less than, say, 6 months on high season time, or 3 months if it is off season time. So India does have these first preference hotels that people like, and if you don't book in advance, then you may not be able to get those hotels. Then we may have to give you some alternative hotels in lieu of that.
Okay.
But 3 to 6 months is a good time to think of booking a tour to India.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Well, we don't have any more questions for you, Manoj. So as a wrap up, I want to remind everybody connected today that before the end of the week, we will be sending each of you a follow-up email, which will include this webinar recording as well as Manoj's presentation and his contact information in case you have any booking request for him, so you can keep in direct contact with him. So please check your inbox or spam folder because you will get our follow-up email before the end of this week. So this is all on my side, and I give you, Manoj, the few minutes for you to circle back on this training session.
Yes. Thank you very much, Anna, for giving this opportunity to make this type of a presentation. I say that India is indeed a very, very interesting place. Mark Twain was in India more than 100 years ago, and he spoke amazing things about India. Recently, we had the famous Kumbh Mela in early part of this year, and millions of people came from all over the world to experience that very, very specialized spiritual festival of India. So coming to India for spiritualism is something that your clients will really enjoy, and I hope that their expectations will be completely met when they come to India.
Thank you.